All right, guys, welcome back. It's just me right now. We just finished up the day here at the gym, and I was about ready to pack everything up, and I thought, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and check out the CrossFit email of the day. See what article they might have in there, and then if it's something good, let's go ahead and share it out. Well, of course, we have a great story in the CrossFit email of the day. So I want to share it with you. I just want to kind of pull a few highlights from the story and encourage you to, if you have a few minutes, to read through the article yourself. And there's a lot of good information. So I've got it here on my phone, and it's basically an article that CrossFit helped me to take back control after multiple sclerosis nearly crippled me. So, obviously that headline is going to capture your attention. We think of when we're doing CrossFit, a lot of folks may think of, oh yeah, that's that high intensity exercise. I'm not fit enough to do that. I need to get in shape before I do CrossFit and all of that. And of course, that's a big myth. So here we have an individual, Lisa Nunley. She shared her story with Faith Brar, and the article is in shape.com. And CrossFit, of course, reposted this, or at least shared this out so that their community could benefit from it. So CrossFit helped me to take back control after multiple sclerosis nearly crippled me. So Lisa tells her story of how multiple sclerosis affected her in her life. She makes a point of how multiple sclerosis can affect different people differently. And in her case, it really came on pretty quickly, and it was quite devastating to the quality of life that Lisa thought and wanted to be able to lead. And it was really challenging her idea of what her future was going to be. And as the disease progressed, she found herself more and more close to using a wheelchair for life. When she got to using a walker, she knew that the wheelchair probably wasn't that far away. She does an excellent job of providing her perspective throughout those years. I believe it was 10 or 12 years that she was progressing with that disease. So it's an incredible story if you go through the article and read and see, things that she was thinking. And she was a young mom and a family and stuff like that. So as things seemingly really were going from bad to worse, you have these episodes, these flare-ups, I should say, and they can take a turn in any particular direction. The disease can get worse, or it can go into remission and things like that. So what Lisa's husband, Lisa tells how she would really, let me find it here, because I think Lisa's words do a really good job. So yeah, she's definitely saying as years passed, the disease took its toll on her body. And by 2010, she started struggling with balance, extreme tingling throughout her body, fevers, chills, aches, pains, all that stuff. And she was saying, like, the frustrating part for her was that she just couldn't pinpoint which of those symptoms were caused by the MS and which were the side effects of the drug she was taking, but it really didn't matter. It was like, it was definitely, the medication was really her only hope at that point. So changing her mindset, once that walker came into the picture, she was pretty much desperate. And really all that she was really hearing from her doctors at that point was really preparing her for the worst. And Lisa really felt that she just couldn't accept she couldn't accept that. And for the first time since her diagnosis, she felt herself wanting to rewrite that narrative. And she refused to let that be the end of her story. It's kind of interesting. So taking back control, she says that in 2011, she took a leap of faith and decided to get off all of the MS medications and to start working on her diet. She says that it led her to the paleo diet, meant consuming really these whole foods, not eliminating the processed foods, eating meat, fish, eggs, seeds, nuts, some fruit, veggies, along with healthy fats and oils. And she started avoiding the processed foods, the grains, and the sugar. So since she threw away the meds, she really found that the disease progression had slowed. And this was something that she recognized for herself individually. And she knows, she says that, this might not be the answer for everybody, but it worked for her. And she came to believe that the medicine is sick care, but the food was health care. And that was just the mindset that she had. So as she goes on, so the diet was the first thing she really started getting control over. When her more recent flare-ups started to die down, she was able to move around with her walker for short periods of time. And her goal, she set a goal for herself, was to be as mobile as she could be without help. So she started walking and started to incorporate more activities. She just wasn't going to accept, where she was. She was going to do what she could, what was within her power to improve that situation. So a little bit of courage on Lisa's part there. So her family started to notice her motivation. So her husband wanted to kind of help with that. And he took her to a CrossFit gym. And Lisa's like, there's no way that she can do that. She was like, this isn't, no. But he was pretty adamant. So she got out of the car and she went and talked to the coach. And much like, really any individual that we work with, we're pretty much blind to meaning a person's starting point, because we believe in what someone can do, right? So regardless of our starting point, we have that growth mindset to, let's find out what's possible. What can you do? Can you jump on a box? No. Okay. Can we step up on a box? Okay, we can do that. It's a little bit challenging. So, can we do an exercise with weight? Can we modify it this way? And so that's what Lisa found as she started working with her CrossFit coach, was that a lot of those modifications were definitely available to her as she continued to go back every day and continue to train, doing what was possible. She noticed that she was getting a little bit stronger. She was getting a little bit better. And she remembers distinctly where she was doing some reverse lunges, put a 45-pound barbell and trying to do those reverse lunges. Man, I mean, it was challenging, right? She felt she should be able to do more, but even just stabilizing with a 45-pound bar, it was definitely a challenge. But she continued to plug away at it, continue to train, and little bit by little bit, she was able to feel a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable. So she pretty much fell in love with the CrossFit training. That was her first weight-bearing exercise she had with the barbell. Yeah, definitely a tenuous starting point, but because of her courage and the help of her coaches to, help her to move well and to do a little bit at a time and build up over time, she was able to do quite a bit more. She talks about some other things in the article. I'll leave that for you to check up on. In 2013, she was addicted to CrossFit, in her own words, and she wanted to compete. So she did a CrossFit competition and later that year. and she even did the CrossFit Open in the Masters division and qualified, which is pretty amazing to me because I've tried very hard and I haven't qualified. She entered the CrossFit Games, a qualifier event for the CrossFit Open. She said her expectations were low. Her whole family came out to cheer her. Oh, okay. So in 2013, she didn't qualify, but she did place in 970th place in the world, which is not bad. And she left hungry for more. So 2014, she did it again. And that year, she worked harder in the gym than she ever had in her life. And can you imagine, she says, in 6 months of intense training, she was doing 175-pound front squats, 265-pound deadlifts, and 135-pound overhead squats, and 150-pound bench presses. She could climb a 10-foot rope 6 times in 2 minutes and do bar muscle-ups and ring muscle-ups. That's amazing. I just want to talk to her more and to hear more about her story. I mean, I think just, qualifying for, the Masters competition and training that hard. Let's see, in 2014, I think she does say how far she qualified on that. 75th in the world. So pretty amazing stuff. It's, incredible to be able to hear Lisa's story and Lisa's journey. And in and of itself, it's amazing. But then relating it to what we see happening every day, working with ordinary people such as myself who, fighting with the American diet, trying to improve our overall body composition, get stronger, live longer, healthier, be able to improve our performance in sports that we like to play, be able to know that we're taking good care of ourselves, the multiplying effect of taking good care of our nutrition, making sure we're getting enough sleep, the community, the friends and family, deep, meaningful relationships. There's just so much that we build upon that we know and we can see. Maybe not as incredible stories as Lisa's playing out, but just as important in the overall improvement of the individuals to take it upon themselves to seek out some help and find an environment that they can surround themselves in and start to begin to make those positive changes. And if there's one thing that Lisa had was really that mindset that she just wasn't going to settle for that end, that she was going to do whatever it took to improve upon that position. And isn't that what made all the difference for her? The family, her husband, the support she got from her coaches, the community, the high fives and the fist bumps. So this is an incredible story. I'll provide a link in the description of this below. You can get the article directly there. And I encourage everyone to sign up for the CrossFit.com newsletter. You can get the email of the day by putting your name and email address in there. And there's just an incredible amount of good information that's out there every day, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, thank you guys for checking in. Take care and have a great day. Bye now.